How can a form look this badass and not break the internet like Ultra Instinct did? Think about it. It's the first win for our Gohan fanboys in nearly 3 decades, and you can tell they have been starving since this form went viral and is still talked about today. With all that anticipation, all you gotta do is cook them their white meal and they will be fighting over it. But they were happy with it, weren't they? Especially after it was canonized. Of course they were. They've seen their boy treated like trash time and time again. They used to be chewing on empty Pizza Hut boxes. At least this time the box is full. But what if I told you they could have gotten a double cheeseburger with extra hot sauce and a drink? Yup, the full package. The writers had all the ingredients they needed, but nope. Paint his hair, had some lenses and hope for the best. When I tell you it could have broken the internet, I'm not exaggerating. Gohan had so much potential not just as Goku's son, but as a character, and that's the main reason this transformation still resonated with the fans. I know, transformations became an overused trope in Dragon Ball right now, but that didn't stop Ultra Instinct from breaking the internet. It gets to show that with the proper build-up and writing, you can create a masterpiece. Ever since the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, there was problems with the transformations presented to us. Some of them fell shallow and it felt like not much thought was invested to that. But lately, the problems started getting worse, and it revealed an even bigger issue that threatens the future of Dragon Ball as a whole. But before I talk about that, I need to explain why Beast Gohan didn't work properly, and why it could have broken the internet if handled properly. First of all, it sends the wrong message. Gohan has neglected his training for years, and even his own daughter, to do the super important work of studying golden ants. And even when warned by Piccolo and being reminded of the potential threat that could lurk on Earth, Gohan still didn't pick up his training again. But when another villain threatened Earth again, Gohan was able to surpass his limits anyway, and all it took was Piccolo getting hurt. This isn't the first time a character transformed after a loved one is hurt. In fact, it was the trigger for the most iconic transformations in Dragon Ball. But Goku didn't just wake up one day as a Super Saiyan. He trained under 100 times gravity for 6 days, spamming Senzu beans every time he felt tired. He almost died and received a Zenkai boost and literally had Vegeta as his bodyguard until he got better. He has seen his best friend blow up in front of him, not in social media, no, literally explode. And to add to that, it was foreshadowed for the entire arc as the legendary Super Saiyan. Goku's hair turned gold, representing a superior state, and allowed him to slap the shit out of Frieza, who believed himself to be higher than everyone else. No wonder it was iconic. Everything about it was well done. Gohan has seen Piccolo die in front of him twice before, and it almost happened again, so it makes sense for him to be furious, not only at Cell Max, but at himself for neglecting the training. But this form still lacked the proper build-up, and since Gohan didn't even seek a greater power, it made it feel undeserved. And to top it up, when you don't show effort and hard work and still get what you want, it means that there is no need for you to put effort in the first place. Gohan is basically the Hogtao girl of the Dragon Ball at this point. Do nothing and get power-ups anyway. And you can argue that they missed a chance they already built up for in the movie. Vegeta is no longer training his body to exhaustion. He was training his mind instead, something that Gohan could have been shown to do, and it fits perfectly with Gohan's nerdy lifestyle and mentality. Sure, that type of thinking doesn't suit the design of the beast form, which looks angry and agitated and heightened, but maybe work on what you've already built and maybe change the design a little bit. You happen to have mastered how to do that. The context behind it. What exactly is the story behind that form? Why does it look like that? And where did it come from? Is it merely a power boost? Well, Piccolo did say that Gohan has the potential to surpass Goku multiple times, but since Gohan didn't work for this transformation, we have no idea where it came from and why it looks that way. Why does it have a red eye? And why did his hair turn grey? Well, maybe Gohan is confused between Gohan Ultra Instinct or Super Saiyan God, two forms that he didn't achieve yet. Maybe it has something to do with unlocking his hidden potential. I don't know how much more of his potential is still hidden out there, but he's already done that twice. Okay, how about Piccolo? Being the caring dad, he took something for himself, and since he saw Gohan not training, he just wished it for him. That's right, it is all a part of his plan. Ah, so that's why he did not achieve this form form in Resurrection F when Piccolo literally died in front of him and nothing changed. It's all thanks to Shinran. You don't need to train relentlessly for a full year with your actual father in hopes of achieving new heights. No, all you gotta do is update Shinran a little bit and wish for a greater power. When Gohan trained in the chamber, he was not looking for the Super Saiyan 2 form, no. He just wanted to casually walk around with his golden hair as if it was his base form. Cell already reached the perfect form, so they needed that massive glow up, otherwise he'd outgrow them and look for someone that matches his perfectness. Anyway, with that level of mastery, Gohan was able to reach a form that represents an ascended version of Super Saiyan, and look how much it fits with the current arc and the villain. The perfected state of Super Saiyan taking down the perfect life form. The same way with the Frieza arc. Toriyama has always made things sync and work very well, and we didn't even realize it. But not only do we have a lacky explanation for the beast form, but also it didn't have a proper foe. Cell Max is a different version of a villain that we've already seen before. A stronger version of him, yes. A better one? Hell no. He does look like Cell, but he feels like an Ozaru. The motherfucker doesn't even talk. He's been roaring ever since he was activated. Yeah, bro woke up and chose violence. What I found weird is that Android 18 was there in front of him and he resisted the urge to suck her whole. In my opinion, that's the most unrealistic part of the movie. He's already maxed out. But I know what wasn't maxed out was his personality. Personality that we all love. The inflated ego for Saiyan and the wit of Piccolo. Did all that increase in power affect his mental state and made him forget all of those abilities that Cell stole from the Z Fighters? I mean, he's still made out of their DNA, right? And it is still the work of Jiro. Remember when the original Cell was so hard to get rid of that whenever you failed to kill him, he obtained a Zinkai power boost? Bro survived blowing himself up, not like the amateur Cell Max, who couldn't even blow the planet up. Oh yeah, remember? A much weaker Cell threatened to blow the entire planet, but a much stronger one didn't. Yeah, how consistent. Cell was so hard to get rid of, but Cell Max on the other hand showed up and his biggest weakness was immediately pointed out, undermining any sense of real danger he poses, and he was jumped out right away. Bro, we just saw the guy, let him be scary. I mean, the weakness makes sense for Dr. Hedo's perspective, but certainly doesn't make him a good villain. And don't even make me talk about the design. It was inspired by Cell's semi-perfect form, except he went from a roach to a beetle, painting parts of his body red. Is that like perfect Cell's god form or something? No, it actually represents a less perfect form of Cell, making him feel inferior. And he indeed was. The Z Fighters and the two heroes had already damaged Cell Max so much before Gohan transformed. Piccolo was keeping him busy while Gohan was charging up a powerful attack for minutes, and it felt like with all that charging up, he would have defeated him anyway, even without achieving a newer form. When I was watching the movie, I was already prepared for Gohan to defeat him, so when I saw the form I was like, okay, cool. And when it did show up, it was over very quickly. Cell Max attacked him like he did in Dragon Ball Z, and Gohan was unfazed. He returned the blow and finished him off. No Saiyan ego, no showing off, it all happened in a flash. Doesn't sound very Dragon Ballish, right? I mean, I'm not bothered by it, but Gohan fans deserve to live the moment, didn't they? Well, sadly it happened in a movie, and you didn't get any time. They'd have to cut it out of the credits at this point, because Cell Max showed up very late. They probably took that from the DNA of Goku. So, there were so many reasons that didn't allow this transformation to shine as brightly as it could have. And I hate to say it, but this transformation fucking sucks. I'm done sugarcoating it. I mean, it looks great, but narratively, this might be one of the worst forms. I'm sorry, it is just the truth. Okay, so what? What does that have to do with the future of Dragon Ball? Well, the transformation issue is not new. Ever since the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, transformations became simple power boosts with different hair dyes. Red, blue, rosé, dark blue, white, purple, and you get the point. Yes, they lack the depth and narrative richness, but I wouldn't call them terrible. And yes, Super Saiyan God is just Super Saiyan with red hair, but the way it was acquired was new and special, and it introduced a new concept, God Ki. Yes, blue came out of nowhere, but at least Goku trained for so long to get it, and it resembles the perfect control of your ki. And the calmness of blue makes sense. Golden Frieza resembles the color for Super Saiyan and the superiority that he seeked for so long and was taken away from him by the same color. You can feel Toriyama's touch in those transformations, even though he wasn't working on them himself and was simply offering guidance and reviewing their work. But after Super, you can tell that Toriyama was given less and less of his time to perfect the show as the years went by, and you can feel this change throughout the superhero movie and Dragon Ball Daima. I mean, the designs of the villains and the plot holes and mistakes that even the forgetful Toriyama wouldn't make, like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta that sparked controversy. I mean, how comes he acquired this transformation before and didn't use it against Beerus when Earth was at stake? Daima took place before Super, so that's a huge question mark. Also, how comes Piccolo didn't think about awakening his latent power against Buu? Dende was already the new Kami and he would have thought of that. It was a unique idea to give Piccolo a boss, but it happened a little too late and has created a retcon when you think about it. The whole movie was a nostalgic bait, and it is a powerful weapon that Toei and Toyotaro were relying on too much. The show is becoming very retro-reliant and is becoming more of a fan service factory, which hurts the story's uniqueness and makes it less enjoyable to watch. And if you love it, that's okay. You have Dragon Ball Hero. Let us enjoy the canon timeline. This lack of thought and contradicting events can stretch to the plot as well, and it means that we might not be getting high quality arcs like we used to get. And this could hurt the legacy of Dragon Ball in the same way that Boruto ruined the legacy of Naruto. Toriyama said that Dragon Ball is in good hands, but guess what? Kishimoto said the same. The new person who is in charge of the show wouldn't provide us with the same quality as the author and might actually write poor sequences and arcs and so on. This has already happened to another legendary anime, so it could definitely happen to Dragon Ball 2. I believe the fans could use their power and show their frustration. It would force the writers to at least be more considerate and try harder, and maybe we would still get something good. We can only hope for the best right now and enjoy the fact that we are still getting new Dragon Ball content. Maybe it's not so bad after all. Why am I complaining? Newer movies, newer animes? Yeah, well, we love to discuss, don't we? Jana.